Hey y'all, this is Willie with Fungi Ally. I'm out here with 3 different allies, black kings, chestnuts, and nameko. And I've got poplar and sugar maple logs. And what we're gonna do today is make a raft. So this is the first time I've inoculated logs with the black pearl or the black oysters. It's a new species. I haven't seen anyone else do it on logs, so I'm really excited to give this a try. And one of the things that's a little bit counter like instructions that most spawn providers give is I like to let the spawn bags fruit a little bit before I inoculate. So this one's just been at room temp, and I'll go ahead and open this up. And you can see, oh, I love smelling whenever I open a bag up. You can see these things are huge. So here we go. A couple of nice mushrooms. Before I inoculate. These will go in the frying pan tonight, and just absolutely beautiful, huge mushrooms. So I like to let them fruit a little bit in the bag and then go ahead and inoculate. So for the raft technique, 1 5-pound bag of spawn can do about 5 logs this size. And then we'll take the chainsaw and just take off the bark on an entire log, put spawn down on the ground, and put that exposed sapwood onto the spawn. So that's going to be our process. Alright, so now that all these logs are scratched up, you can see that outer bark is removed. So what we have is the sapwood that's exposed, and the mycelium will just grow right into that. So I'm going to start with the black king, and now that I've harvested a little bit off of this bag, I'm going to go ahead and break up the spawn. Which is really tenacious. It takes a little bit of effort to really break this up. And there's still this huge chunk of fruiting body that I'm just going to take out. And part of what I love about farming in the woods is you don't need any mask or gloves or, you know, special lab equipment or anything. It's just bare hands and dirt and soil and, you know, out under the hemlocks soaking in the sunshine. So don't worry about touching the spawn or getting it contaminated. You can kind of break it up with your hands if there's big pieces. Ah, beautiful. Look at this mycelium. So nice. Yeah. So, I'll break that up. And then our first spot, we're going to clear away the leaves and all the debris and stuff. And lay out some spawn. And we'll take this log. And that part that we had just scratched up is going to go face down. So I'll do that again, the next log. And they can be kind of touching. You want them right next to each other. Break up some spawn. Put it down on the ground. Get the next one. And that chainsawed side goes down. Pop. Alright, and we'll keep doing that till the spawn's gone, so that'll probably be about 5 logs. Now we've got all 5 logs inoculated, filled with spawn underneath, and you can either fill this in with wood chips or leaves and just kind of debris around from the forest. So I'll just grab some leaves and start packing that in, even just like little sticks, especially because we're under a hemlock forest. This isn't a big concern. The native fungi that are growing here, you know, aren't going to be eating sugar maple, and since this is oyster, it grows so fast that it'll outcompete whatever's kind of introduced on these leaves. So particularly in between the logs where it could dry out, packing in leaves and pine needles, and even covering the logs a little bit, just with a little bit of debris, so that they don't dry out. And come fall or something, I might clear some of this off once they're really well established. But for the starting point, it's good to keep things wet. And I've been really excited recently about using more moss and leaves and that sort of stuff in outdoor inoculations to keep stuff wet, rather than, you know, plastic bags or things like that. So this is about good to go. I'll just kind of pile up some leaves on the ends here. Just tucking it in, you know, keeping it moist and really healthy, and now we're good to go. That's making a raft. And this is really good for chestnuts and nameko are the typical 2 that do this. They fruit well on birch or aspen or poplar, some of the softer hardwoods that you wouldn't use for shiitake inoculation. But I'm trying it with black kings. I think most of the oysters, blue, yellow, pearls, black pearl, phoenix will all work really well with this method because they're so fast growing. So a lot easier than, you know, the drill and fill method, and hopefully producing lots and lots of mushrooms.